what could possibly cause such perfectly concentric rings like this?
They never listen.
This eye in the desert, captured by our eyes in the sky, remains a mystery. If nature did this, we don't know how. And if humans did this, we don't know who.
Yes, we do. Atlantis. Alright, you just saw a Science Channel, their analysis of the Eye of the Sahara. Now, it's absolutely incredible because all you have to look, Atlantis is right here. Atlantis is right here. This is Herodotus' map from 450 BC. They knew where it was. It was right here. And this was where the Mediterranean Ocean was, and when it collapsed, everything drained right out, and I will show you that right now. Anybody that can't see what happened here, draining out of here, is blind. That was Atlantis. Plato wrote exactly what happened here, and he got the information from Solon and all of the priests in Egypt. They knew all this, and this was Atlantis. It said they mined everything that was from underneath of it, and it finally collapsed. When it collapsed, there was a straits right here that they used to come in and out from the ocean here into the ocean here, and they owned this whole, they owned all the oceans, the Atlanteans, but this was their in and out, and the straits were here. Now, when that collapsed, you could see it. I mean, you'd have to be blind to miss this. Now, what did it do? It created the Cape Verde Islands. You see over here, Cape Verde Islands? I think there's a volcano here, but it splashed around and it pushed just like that. There's no person on earth could miss that if they're willing to take the reality of what it sits here. Plus, Plato says this happened 11,600 years ago. Well, he said it from his time frame back. It was 9,400, something like that. Anyway, and when you go down in here, you can see they talked about metals. They actually plated the walls with metals. That's what it says. And I can tell you right now, that is what metals do. They transition into these different colors. That is the nature of transition metals, and that is exactly what you see. Now, I dug around in here, and I have a video up there that shows there's stadia in here, there's building sites, there's foundations, there's bridges, there's slips for boats, there's in and out of here, there's all kinds of things that prove what it is. And then there's more of these around here. You see that here? There's these things here out in the ocean, too. They're all over the place. This area was populated by them. If you look, I mean, I'm not going to go through a number. Anyway, this was so wide. They say this is 25 miles wide here, yes. But the whole width here is like 35, 40 miles, something like that. Now, you come, and it's miles deep. This is not, and Plato said, when this happened, they will never speak of the running of mud again. Out through and created the Cape Verde Islands. So I'm saying this all happened at the same time. Plato puts everything exactly in the correct place. Herodotus puts everything exactly in the same place. Solon puts everything exactly in the same place. All of the priests of Egypt speak of this event and that it happened, and these two things happened at the same time. Now, this was a full ocean. Look, this is where this was all at one point, I believe, one big lake or ocean, or however you want to call it. And if you look right over here, this is where that crack is. Right over here is where that Eye of the Sahara is. And you know, you don't have to be a genius to see that this thing is draining off of there. Whatever was there broke and drained. It's pretty damn obvious to me. Now, look at over here. Follow this over, because now we're going to get into history. And the history of this is the Ethiopians over here said that these people came as refugees from the west out of the mud and they helped them and took care of them and then settled them up in Egypt as the pharaohs. And the two of them were linked inextricably for years and years and years as buddies, trading partners, you know, cultures. They literally say that Ethiopia created Egypt. in the ancient texts. And I go by the ancient texts because ancient texts were written with meticulous care by the observers, not by people later. So, oh, they must have meant this, they should have meant that, it couldn't be this, couldn't be that. Well, that's the kind of people we have now, interpreting everything. And they don't understand that these things are real. And they don't understand that giants are real. And I have giants. I have giants. They're absolutely real. DNA proven, CAT scanned. I have them for examination. They won't even look at them because they're scared of what reality is. They have their own constructed reality, and that's what they're going to stick with. So anyway, I'm going to show you the rest of my evidence, but it seems pretty clear to me. Atlantis was here, and in front of that big gouge, it looks to me like the pillars of Hercules might have been there somehow, constructed of actual pillars. I have no clue. This was always accepted as the pillars of Hercules. It might be. I have no idea. But nobody's been able to put Atlantis out here anyway, because they always said it was on the other side of the pillars of Hercules. Now, if this was just cutting close to the inside and Atlantis was just outside of the bowl, that would account for them being outside of the pillars of Hercules. Don't have to be right there. Anyway, a lot of stuff to consider.